1 week to Christmas, and I wasn't waiting for rice or clothes. I wasn't thinking about new shoes, or how many pictures I would post. I was waiting for a promise he made earlier in the year. A promise I built my December around. That was my first mistake. I've always been the kind of person who believes in timing, in patience, in the idea that if something is meant to work, it eventually will. I believe that some things need time to grow. That love doesn't always rush. That people show up when they are ready. So when he said, "I'll come before Christmas. Let's spend it together," I believed him. Not because he convinced me, but because I wanted to. We weren't exactly long distance, but we weren't close either. The kind of relationship where you're together, but something always feels slightly out of reach. Calls were shorter. Replies came later. But we still said we. And that was enough for me. December came, and I rearranged my life quietly. I cleaned the house more than usual, not because it was dirty, but because I wanted everything to feel ready. I planned meals I normally wouldn't cook. I imagined who would sit where. I pictured conversations that hadn't happened yet. I told my mom casually, someone might come for Christmas. I didn't want to say his name out loud. Saying it felt like tempting fate. December has a way of making promises feel heavier. Like the calendar itself is watching. 7 days to Christmas. I checked my phone more than I should have. Told myself it was normal. Everyone checks their phone in December. 5 days to Christmas. His replies started coming slower. Not completely gone. Just delayed. He's busy. Work is hectic this time of year. December is stressful for everyone. I said these things so often, I almost convinced myself. 3 days to Christmas. People around me were moving. Packing bags. Planning journeys. Talking about traffic, fuel, and where they'd sleep. I wasn't planning travel. I was planning hope. Hope is quiet work. It doesn't make noise. It just waits. Waiting started to feel like a full-time job. I noticed things I didn't want to notice. How my excitement wasn't being matched. How I was holding conversations together with patience and prayer. How every plan depended on him, and every adjustment depended on me. I thought about asking him directly, "Are you still coming?" But I didn't. I didn't want to sound needy. I didn't want to pressure him. I didn't want to fight in December. I wanted peace. Even if it meant swallowing questions. Sometimes we choose silence. Not because we're okay, but because we're tired. 2 days to Christmas. I slept lightly. Woke up to check my phone. Went back to sleep. Woke up again. Nothing. By Christmas Eve, I stopped pretending I wasn't worried. I held my phone like it could feel my thoughts. Like if I stayed close enough, something would happen. That night, I slept with my phone in my hand. Just before midnight, it vibrated. His name lit up the screen. And in that moment, I already knew. I hadn't answered yet, but my chest felt heavy. Like my heart had received the message. Before my ears did. That call would change how I remember this December forever. Because love no get manual. Sometimes you wait so long, you forget to ask why. Because love didn't come with instructions.